Your game is very cool, you did a great job, but I think you should change the monster model. His fingers look like sausages. IMO, the monster isn't scary looking, it just looks like a marshmallow man. Bro, make the monster scary.
Okay, I understand. The monster in my horror game might not be the scariest one, but why? Why does this monster not look scary, and what parts of it do we need to change in order to make it look terrifying? In this video, I'll be showing you how I transformed this Marshmallow Man into a horrifying, spine-chilling monster. So before putting our monster into Blender and starting to make it look scary, we have to take a step back and identify what parts of it make it look harmless. Let's start with the face. The shape of it is quite round, similar to the shape of an egg. Round shapes are generally not associated with fear. They suggest comfort and safety, like bouncy castles and comfy sofas. Sharp shapes, on the other hand, are scary and threatening, like spikes and knives. Similarly, with the texture of the skin, it looks very smooth, with no inconsistencies. It looks like our monster has just came back from the spa, freshly moisturized and ready to go, which is not scary. Instead, we want the monster to look rough and worn out, like a violent creature who has seen many bodies before you got there. Looking more into the facial features, the large smile is definitely not helping with the horror. It looks like he's a happy, friendly creature. My original idea behind this smile was that it would look scary, as it is over-exaggerated. But it's hard to notice, and it just looks like a normal smile. The eyes are too round and plain, like googly eyes. The teeth also don't look scary. They're big bars, but look straight, and you don't get the feeling that they can actually do you any harm. Another problem is that the facial proportions and lighting don't emphasize the part that is supposed to be scary. We can see that both the nose and chin are highlighted, drawing the attention away from the teeth. Now let's take a look at the hands. These definitely need to be redesigned. Fun fact, this model is still from the original Game Jam version, so that must have taken me like 10 minutes to make. Firstly, they just don't look like hands. They don't have joints, so it doesn't look like they could grab you. The same problem that we had with the roundness and smoothness of the face is present here. The fingers just look too round to hurt and cause any damage to you. They also just float and don't look like they are part of the actual monster. Alright, so now that we have a better understanding of where the problems lie, let's design a much more terrifying monster. But before we go into the next step, consider wishlisting the game on Steam and get notified when the full version is out. Starting off, I tried to modify the existing model by adding sharper teeth, but I later realized that there was too much wrong with it and I instead started from scratch. I started creating a similar shape to the original but sharper, keeping the wide grin, but this time even more exaggerated and with many sharp, scary teeth. I made it have big skull-like eyes and a nose, and added smaller details like ridges around the eyes and face to make it look like the skin was hanging off the bones underneath them. It already looked way better than the original monster, but I still wasn't happy with the results. I felt like the monster should be more spine-chilling instead of having the mascot horror style. I started again, this time making sure the face shape was even more sharp and pointy. I still wanted to keep the mouth wide, but this time I made it go all the way down to the chin and raised it into an arrowhead shape. This made the mouth sharper and also removed the distracting nose and chin. Now the focus was solely on the hungry mouth and dead eyes. The idea with the eyes and the mouth was to make them like dead hollow pits rather than something alive. Skulls suggest lifelessness and general emptiness, which made them an obvious reference point for me to go off, like human and dinosaur skulls. I wanted the monster to have many sharp teeth with slight inconsistencies. They shouldn't be too straight and symmetrical, to avoid the feeling of this creature having perfectly maintained dental care. The material of the teeth is the same as shiny metal, giving them the feeling that they've just been freshly coated with blood. As the finishing touches, I added more detail like scars on the forehead and cheeks, as well as the ridges around the eye sockets and the mouth to make it seem like decomposing skin hanging onto bone. I wanted the hands to have the same attributes as the slender and skull-like face. Witch's hands have this exact characteristic. Their hands have long fingers and sagging skin, emphasizing the bone underneath them. I used them as a reference image as a base for the model. A problem I then faced was that the fingers look like spaghetti. I once again had made sausage hands. This was because the fingers did not follow the same shaping as real fingers. See? Real finger bones have a straight part and a curved part, and are rounded and thicker at the knuckles. With this in mind, and after a lot of remodeling, the hands were looking good. All that was left to do now was to add detail like exaggerating the bones underneath and wrinkles. The final step was to import the models into Unity. The current jump scare is also not good, so I changed that as well and added a very horrifying sound to it.
People are already saying the new monster is terrifying. Do you have what it takes to face it? I'm currently running an open playtest on Steam, so you'll be able to play the new version as well as the new level right now. Just head over to the Steam page, click the request access button, and you'll be able to play it directly. Also, if you want to hang out with the community, join the Discord where I'll also post exclusive updates and chat. So that's how I transformed my monster from a marshmallow man to a spine-chilling creature. If you're interested in more of these types of videos, I recommend you watch this one.